Full shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this be myself, so hear me. I mean, like, we can put all that clown shit away. This some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah, it's in their bones, the thoughts and harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
Yes, what's going on, Pete's, man? We are back in the damn building, guys. As always, man, make sure you are smashing the like button. I'm starting to enjoy doing some of these videos, man, looking at a few players here and there. And today we are going to be taking a look at Victor Osimhen. Now, the Galatasaray striker, who's currently on loan from Napoli. Whole crazy situation, you know, with him at Napoli. Apparently, he has got a release clause actually set out for for this summer, actually. So heading into, you know, next season. And you know, Napoli director Mania said here, it's true that Osimhen has a release clause into his contract. We are working to find a solution as soon as possible to avoid a late transfer, as happened last summer. As I said before, he was kind of getting frozen out at Napoli, you know, towards the back end of, well, to be honest, throughout the whole season. But, you know, during the summer, it looked like, you know, he could never really go back, you know, and play for Napoli again, especially under, you know, that ownership. And yeah, it looks like, you know, he's going to be moving on. Well, potentially in the summer. I don't know what's necessarily going to happen. I don't know if there's been any talks, you know, between himself, his representatives, and Napoli, but it does look like, you know, he will be moving on. And I think, you know, when we're looking at it, you know, Fabrizio obviously posted here a while back, you know, 75 million euros, you know, apparently that is the release clause in his contract. And I think, I don't know, man, like, to me, I mean, he's one of the better strikers out there. I'll tell you that. He's definitely in that, would I say, top five, you know, kind of thing. If you're looking at what Kane, Haaland, your 𝐒𝐔𝐁𝐒, Gyökeres, you know, Osimhen probably in there. And again, that's not in order. That's just however you kind of want to put it. I feel like he's in there. I feel like he's definitely going to be a striker who's sought after by many, many clubs. You know, Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool potentially, you know, Arsenal looking for a striker. He's kind of, you know, he's got this these kind of characteristics, you know, he's got this charisma about him. He might suit all of these teams, you know, so you'll never really and truly know. Heck, for all I know, if Isak goes to somewhere, maybe he goes to Newcastle, you know. And I think he seems like the type of player, and I throw Newcastle in because it might be a little bit left field for people, but you know, Newcastle, you know, their fan base, it's like, it reminds me a bit of like a Napoli, where, you know, the people, the city, you know, they're you know, it's football there. That is literally all it is. That it is football, you know. And I just feel like a team like Newcastle might just be an option. I'm not saying it'll be the best option, but you know, I'm definitely saying that, you know, it could be an option. And you know, when we look at it on the face of it this season, 25 games, 20 goals, 5 assists, should I say, sorry, 79 minutes per GA. I'm actually getting really tired of hearing and seeing the word GA. It bugs me so much. It really, really does. I think it's getting out of hand. It's really, really getting out of hand. But listen, man, it is what it is. Fabrizio mentioned here, apparently, Victor Osimhen wants the same salary he is earning at Napoli and will not go below it. So that's around 10 million net per season. Man United really like Osimhen, but it depends on the budget they will have available. So again, Manchester United, as I mentioned, you know, before, and as you can see here, you know, this season, you know, he's been on fire, man. He's been on fire, man, and he's been like that though. Like, this isn't a one. The thing with Osimhen, I think, what gives him the edge over, say, a Gyökeres or, you know, someone like that, is that this isn't the first season. Look, he's hit 20 goals in all competitions. You know, this season just 26 games. You know, last season, as I said, he was frozen out, but he still managed to get 17, you know, which is just under 1 goal every other game, you know, in terms of the amount of appearances, which he, you know, he had 32 of those, you know, that season. And of course, the year that, you know, Napoli won Serie A, he got 31 goals in all competitions, you know, in 39 games, forged a very good partnership with Kvaratskhelia, who's obviously now moved on to PSG. Heck, for all I know, PSG might be, because of the wages and stuff like that, PSG might be another option, you know, for him. And I think when we're talking about someone like, you know, Victor Osimhen, you know, what type of player is his kind of style, the way I look at him is, He's got pace. You know, he's a threat. He's got an absolutely brilliant eye for goal. For someone who at times I could say he might look a little bit awkward to people. Like I won't lie there. But it's something about him. He's got really good hold up play, good link up play. He can create space for himself, for others. And one thing I really really like about Osimhen is that he is someone who can play with his back to goal. And I do think that is important. If he's going to move, of course, to the Premier League, I do feel like it's going to be vitally important because, of course, what the Premier League is like in terms of coming up against some of these defenders, and how the physicality, should I say, of the league. Being able to run in behind. He can do all of that. He's got the pace, to be able to kind of do that. And you can see even this season when you're looking at the shots that he's taking, inside the box, that is his area. And sometimes, in today's kind of day and age, it is difficult because there's not really many fox in the boxes, so to speak. But I would put him up there because he does have a good kind of success rate in there. And obviously this is obviously for Napoli here. You can see there, if you're playing a team that has got that player who can feed the strikers, and someone who, again, if I looked at Liverpool as an example, you've got someone like Salah who, always likes to, give players assists and things like that. If you've got a willing runner, if you've got someone who can get in behind defenses, who's smart enough to do so, seems to always be in the right area at the right time. Honestly, man, Osimhen for me is definitely going to be, I feel, a striker who is going to be very sought after, man. I just can't see how it couldn't, really work out for him, moving into, the summer and next season. Again, like I mentioned before, it will, of course, come down to things like wages and things like that. But I feel like he's got the full package. He really does have the full package. And I think, why wouldn't, any one of these top teams go for someone like an Osimhen if you're looking for that kind of battling ram type of striker? Almost, I was going to say almost like Didier Drogba, but I actually think he's a better finisher than Didier Drogba. And what I mean by that is, of course, Drogba had some outrageous finishes, and he could finish from a lot of different positions, and he was a lot more clutch. I would say that much. But when I look at someone like Osimhen, I feel like there isn't many finishes he can't do. That's the one thing I'd say about him. He's always taking chances. He's always trying to score goals, and he has that kind of knack about him. And I just think that any club looking for a striker in the summer, if you can't get an Isak, for 75 million euros, of course, like I said, the wages will be extremely high. So it's one of those, like, you kind of have to, I guess, weigh it up, in yourself. But if I'm being honest, man, I feel like any team he goes to, he's going to score goals. He's going to be a threat, for those teams. And it's just really about, if you can build around him, like even at Napoli, having Kvaratskhelia there, having that partnership, it really, really helped him. And you can see with the goals that, both of them really scored, in that kind of season, you could tell that there was something there. So, yeah, I think someone like Osimhen, interesting player, really, really good striker, one of the best strikers, I think, out there in today's day and age. And for 75 million euros, as I keep saying, man, I think it's a really, really good deal. Let me know what you guys think in regards to someone like Victor Osimhen. He's a bagsman. That's what I can definitely say about him. He's definitely a bagsman. But do you want him at your club? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, people. Catch you in a bit. Peace.